Right now, somewhere I will never see, there is a file with my name on it, my email, maybe an old password, maybe my address, and it is for sale. I don't know that as a scare line. I know it the way you know the tide is out, because the evidence is sitting there in public, if you go and look. So I went and looked. Not for someone else's data, for mine. The question I actually wanted answered is smaller and harder than the headlines. Not, is the internet dangerous? That's noise. The question is, how much of me is out there? Who is selling it? And if I tried, could I ever get it back? I'm going to tell you exactly what I found, exactly where the trail stopped, and the part nobody making these videos wants to admit, where the fix only half works. If you want to follow this kind of thing all the way to the honest answer, including the parts that don't resolve neatly, subscribe. Clear Text is going to keep turning real security questions on me, the narrator, before I ever point one at you. That's the deal of this strand. Here's the thing that reframes all of it. Most of the trade in your data isn't criminal. It's an industry. A U.S. regulator once studied these brokers and found a single company sitting on more than 700 billion aggregated data elements, thousands of data points on nearly every adult in the country. Legal, quiet. And in this country, when the regulator looked at how some of that gets built, it had a name for it. The ICO, our data watchdog, found personal data being traded, enriched, and enhanced without people's knowledge and called it invisible processing. It acted. The legal fight over exactly how far that goes is still running, but that phrase is the whole story, in 2 words. Most of what's known about you was assembled where you couldn't see it. So I started where I could see. There's a free tool security people have trusted for years. You type in your email address, and it tells you which known data breaches you turned up in. No tricks. It's just checking your address against public breach records. So I typed mine in. And 11 separate breaches my main email has been caught in. Old forum I forgot existed. A shopping site that folded years ago. A company I never even signed up with directly, they'd bought a list. Each one is a door that was, at some point, left open with my name written on the inside. And I am not special here. That same service, late last year, ingested one single dump of roughly 2 billion unique email addresses. 2 billion. That's not a breach of one company, it's the aggregate, the combined harvest of countless breaches stitched together. Then I did the unglamorous part. I searched my own name, in quotes, with an old username I haven't used since I was a teenager, and there I was on a people search listing. Age bracket, past addresses, relatives. Assembled from public records and sold as a tidy profile for a few pounds to anyone who asks. And the part that actually made me sit back? My own photos. A picture I took carries hidden data, EXIF, baked into the file. Timestamp. The phone I used. And sometimes, GPS coordinates accurate to a few meters. Accurate enough to point at a front door. Now most big platforms strip that out when you upload. Most, not all. And not in every direct message, every email attachment, every cloud share. I'd been handing out a map without knowing I'd drawn one. None of this took a hacker. It took 20 minutes, and tools anyone can use, legally, on themselves. So that's me, mostly in the open. The next question was darker. Who actually sells this? I want to be completely straight with you about what you're looking at now, because most videos in this lane are not. I did not get into a criminal marketplace. I'm not going to show you how to reach one, what to install, or how anyone buys anything that's a line this channel does not cross. What you're seeing is a reconstruction. It's an illustration, built from what security researchers describe these listings look like. So you can understand the economy without anyone teaching you to enter it. On the illicit side, breaches get refined into products. There are combolists, huge files of email and password pairs, scraped from many breaches, used to try your old password against your other accounts. And there are fullz slang for a full identity package: name, date of birth, the national ID number, address, financial details, a whole person in one file. And these things have prices. I'll give you the ranges security firms report, and only as ranges, because they're indicative, not a menu. A single national ID number might trade in the low single dollars. A full identity package, those fulls, somewhere from around $15 into the low hundreds. The highest value record of all? A health record. Roughly 10 times a stolen card. Your medical history is worth more to these people than your credit card. The pricing logic tells you what they actually value. A complete identity beats a loose fragment. Fresh data beats stale. And the premium item, the thing that pushes the price up, is data proven to get past your two-factor security. Which, hold on to that, because it tells you exactly what to defend. So now I knew the shape of the market, and the genre I'm working in has one promised next move. The big one: find the seller. This is the part where the videos lie to you. Where the host says, "So I tracked them down. I sent them a message. I know who you are, and I handed everything to the authorities." I didn't do any of that, and I want to tell you why. Because the why is more interesting than the fake would have been. Real investigators do sometimes identify the people behind this. There's a reporter who genuinely named the operator of a criminal data shop, but through years of patient reporting, not a dramatic confrontation. And it cost him. He's been swatted, threatened. Someone mailed him drugs to try to frame him. That's the actual price of the trail going warm. It is not a 20-minute video. There's another journalist who has obtained personal data on the criminal market as a demonstration, paying a few dollars to a bot. But by his own account, only ever with the target's explicit consent as a controlled test. And that consent is the entire line between journalism and a crime. The moment you buy a real stranger's data for real, you're not investigating, you're committing fraud. So when a video shows you the clean confrontation, the trace, the message, the takedown, the honest reading, is that it's theater. There's a whole little industry of people who do nothing but debunk these. The trail, for me, goes cold here, deliberately. Because the place it actually leads is not my inbox, it's law enforcement. If your data is genuinely abused, the real, lawful move isn't a vigilante message. In the UK, it's action fraud for the fraud, the ICO for the data protection side. Not glamorous, but it's the version that's true. So, if I can't hunt them back to my real question, can I get my data back? I tried. Properly. And here's the number that earns this whole video. An independent test of paid data removal services volunteers, real people search site. After 4 months, some of it just reappeared. So let me be the one who says it plainly. Removal is partial, and it is slow. Anyone promising to wipe you clean is selling you something. You do have a real right to ask. Under our data laws, you can demand erasure, and they're meant to respond within a month. But the right isn't absolute. There are exemptions. So the honest answer to "can I get it all back" is mostly no. But that's only half the answer. Because while I can't pull the past back in, I can make the future version of me a much smaller target. And these are the things that genuinely move the needle. A password manager with a different password for every account, so one breach can't open all the others. Above everything, protect your email, because email is the master key that resets every other account. Give it a strong, separate password of its own. Turn on two-factor and move to passkeys where you can. Remember, that's the exact thing the criminals pay a premium to defeat. And don't think this is about being clever. The man who built that breach-checking service, one of the most security-aware people alive, got phished last year. That's not the lesson that it's hopeless. It's the lesson that these defenses matter because anyone can be caught. Then, monitor for new breaches so you find out fast. Opt out of the brokers, even knowing it's only partial. Share less. Strip the location data off your photos yourself. And know your rights. So, doing something about it means the real lawful thing. So, could I get my data back? Mostly, no. The file with my name on it is still out there, and I won't pretend otherwise. But I'm a meaningfully smaller target than I was a month ago. That's the honest win, not a clean ending, a truer one. There's more in the description, including how this connects to the wider work and where to go next. Subscribe if you want the next investigation, and I'll see you in the one on the end screen.